Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome into a special Wednesday live stream. We're live, baby. It's 4 hours till midnight here in the Spyderco capital of the world. And no, it is not Taiwan. And I'm excited. And if you can't tell by the faces up on the screen over here, we're joined today by my man Jason from Knife Dope, and of course the dude himself, Duty's Daggers. Give it up one time. And it's a special kind of live stream. I'm gonna tone the music down a second because it's been, what has it been, fellas? Like 50 days, more than 45 days. You know, like we've been wanting to do the Edc Mod Mayhem right now for a minute.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't had guests on my live stream for a while. I think it's been about a year. So forgive me. I'll try not to speak over people. I have a tendency to do that. Anyways, we got the people piling in already. For those who might not know, and I don't know why anyone wouldn't know, the Edc Mod Mayhem competition is an opportunity for everyone to get together and modify some knife or share their modified knives. And we did the Shaman, the Smock, the Para 3, or the Yojimbo. I think those were the four, right? Shaman, Smock, yep. Para 3, Yojimbo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, of course, we opened it up to the community as well. Now, I know I have already pledged to give away some stuff to the winner of the community bracket. So for those of you who don't know how this is going to work, the community bracket, myself, Jason, Kev, aka Duty, we're all going to pick one community submission per person. Those will be the top three, and then I will post a poll up in the chat and let the rest of you all decide who's going to win. Now, I haven't revealed what I'm going to be giving the winner, but I'll do that now. And I think there was some other channels that wanted to donate towards the winner as well. But the winner from me will receive these DNA lasering scales. And these have the Kraken engraving on them. These are titanium scales. And they're great. These are great Para 3 scales. And I got to say, these have been my scales for a minute. These were actually the scales that really got me thinking about how to put my own spin on a knife. So the winner will get these scales. I think they have like $130, $140 value. But they're sentimental because it was the first big video on my channel that got over 10,000 views. Was a video of my Para 3 with those scales. So I, of course, modified my Para 3 recently for the Edc Mod Mayhem competition with these custom rock scale design scales. So I figured it would be good to pass on the inspiration to someone else. Also, I promised the knife. And so I'm going to be giving away a brand new, where did I put it? Here it is. A brand new Kaiser gavel. So there you go, fellas. Whoever wins the community submission will get these from me. I will put it in the mail within the next day or so. So there you have it. I did. My other submission was this guy right here. This is what I'm calling the Unicorn Shaman. And it's not cool like everybody else's Shaman because it's not a 15V Shaman. It's no big brown bear Shaman. I mean, like, shout out to people who got in on those because those are sweet. But it's got Barclay CNC, Lines of Hezron scales with the Fade Anno. And then, of course, this guy, which surprised a lot of people, the Rips Garage Tech Shaman Clip. This is something that they recently did. I want to say it came out within the last couple months. But it's a new style of clip for the Shaman. I like it because it covers up that hideous lanyard hole. It's not on the other side. And the reason why I say it's hideous is because I wish that Barclay CNC recognized how much of a travesty it is to put a hole through these gorgeous scales for the sake of a lanyard. And I know there's a small crowd of people that love the lanyard, man. I'm not one of them. Yep. It does. And it's a travesty.
Hey, how can I can't seem to pull up the fucking little comment box where we can see like the people on the right type shit. You know what I'm talking about?
So I'm not sure if you can do that using the software on my end. You might actually have to, yeah, you might have to pull up the, you might have to pull up the stream separately on your phone. We got people in the house though. So I'm going to do some quick shout outs and I'll pop them on the screen. Shout out to, of course, my man Bluetooth Blades, first person in the chat. Of course, I thought I saw his comment on this stream like this morning. He was ready. Shout out to Bluetooth Blades. Shout out to Marco, NFK20. We've got the Knight's Edge in the house. He submitted a build. Yeah. The Kraken. And Duty is very familiar with that build, aren't you, Duty? So Duty is... They can't hear you. Okay. Interesting. Let me see real quick. I can hear you. All right. So I'm going to pull up the stream on my phone and make sure that I can hear you guys.
You're still up. Okay, wait a minute. You're upright on the actual stream. Okay.
All right. So bear with us, guys. We got some technical difficulties, I think. All right. So I can hear Jason, but I cannot hear you when I pull up the stream. So hold on for a second, dude. Let me see if there might be any settings or something I'm missing.
Fucking Neil, Knight's Edge. Oh shit, that's funny.
All right. Well. Should
I switch to like my MacBook microphone or something?
That's what I did, bro. I can hear you.
Hold on.
I switch and switch back, and then that's all. Then you guys could. Then I could be heard.
I messed with a setting, and I think everybody should be able to hear you now.
Okay. Double check. Somebody say in the chat.
You got to give the stream a second to catch up because we're talking live.
Yeah.
Appreciate
right, so
you, Mark.
We're
I
good.
see you. Oh.
We're
Rambo.
Someone said we're good. All right.
All right. Apologies, guys. It is the first time in about a year that I've had guests on the live stream, but I want to draw everyone's attention to the screen share down below the cameras, because that is, of course, where we have the EDC Mod Mayhem submissions page. And we've got some submissions that I wanted to go through. And I want to say thank you first and foremost to everybody who decided to join in. You know, I'll be honest, I didn't give people a whole lot of incentive. This was more of a thing to see how many people in the community wanted to have some fun and to either modify some knives or share what they've already built, because it's a process. you don't really understand what your preferences are until you start doing things like adding scale, adding a clip, adding a backspacer, having these pieces modified, reaching out to these knife modders, collaborating with them, and you really get to put your own spin on it, whether you're using something that is pre-built that everyone can buy, or if you're giving directions specifically to an individual. And it's one of those things that I think it really sets the knife community apart in certain hobbies. So I wanted to share these.
I was really happy to see how many submissions we had also.
In total, I want to say we were at about 25 submissions.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, for a first time, and I'll be honest, I could have done a better job promoting this thing, but things got busy. It was right after Blade Show. All of a sudden, I have so many knives on my desk that I have to review. I'm behind on review content. So it's been one of those things where I've kind of we've been piecing it together as we go.
That's
yep.
right.
I think I think the next time we do it, it'll be even bigger. And you were talking about incentive. I would be down to maybe us three pooling together to get like a badass prize maybe or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to do something like an exclusive knife, or even if we could get some of these companies, manufacturers or makers to donate, because the truth is that we're showing all of these mods, all these modified knives. And so I actually had a conversation with Barclay CNC where they were talking to me about, the difficulty of their business, because they used to rely on Instagram so heavily. And now everyone's getting the Instagram axe because of the ban hammer that is artificial intelligence on Instagram, shutting everybody down. So you never know. There's opportunities there, and I think that it would be really fun to build a community around this thing. I don't know how frequently we can do it, but I would love to try. I'd love to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, people, most of us don't have the money to just keep modding knives over and over again. I know I don't. So yeah, we'd have to spread them out a bit, but
yeah. Maybe we do quarterly or something. 4 times a year,
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Right now, we got 71 people in this live. Let's go ahead and check out some of these knives. For those of you who want to follow along, or if you haven't been to the Edc Mod Mayhem website before yet, I will go ahead and post a link in the chat. You should see that scrolling by you here very soon. And that's where we're at. You can see all of the submissions here. And if you are on the submissions page, you'll see a big red button here at the top that says click to vote on the content creator builds. This vote is ongoing. I sent it live yesterday, and it's going to go live throughout the live stream. So near the end of the live, we'll go ahead and pull up the results and see which content creator you guys all voted for. But for now, let's go ahead and discuss some of these builds. We'll start off from top to bottom, left to right, with the Tarot Tough Shaman. And Duty, this is yours, man.
That's my knife, yep.
So I like the aesthetic you got there. Is that a Lynch Northwest clip or an MXG deep carry?
It is an MXG. Yeah, it's an MXG clip. The Tarot Tough scales are from Rip's Garage Tech, and the hardware is from some random seller on Etsy. I was trying to find the right shade green that would go with these scales, and I couldn't find any. So I went on Etsy and just found some random ones that work perfectly. So yeah, I could have gone more, spent more money and done more. I ran out of time. I spent too much money at Blade Show, so this is what I threw together. I think it looks good though.
So I'm curious. Maybe you can help me out here, because when I first saw that, I thought those were micarta scales. How does it feel any different than micarta scales in the hand?
A little bit. It's kind of hard to explain. It is very similar to micarta. I have noticed that it doesn't really stain as easily as micarta does, which is nice because this is my work knife, and oftentimes I grab it with dirty hands and I kind of just wipe it off, and it cleans up better than micarta does, which is really nice.
And of course,
as far as feeling, it really feels like micarta.
And that's a Big Brown Bear 15V blade.
Yep, sure is.
Man, I love the MXG deep carry clips. I don't think MXG makes a clip that doesn't look good. or at least if they have.
This one I really like. I think it goes with the shaman really, really well, and it kind of hides that hole, at least on the clip side.
Right on, man.
There it is.
That's sweet. So next up, we've got Pinella's prestigious prim and proper para 3, and I'm going to read the descriptions on these. It's a community submission, and this is a para 3 with it's black CTS XHP blade, made here in the USA. Barclay CNC blue Draco's armor scales. Shout out to Barclay CNC there. They got a couple pieces in here. An all black titanium hardware from Blade Labs, including lanyard tube and stop pin, a black MXG deep carry pocket clip, and he says, and enough bourbon for all the peasants who sit beneath thee.
I had never seen these scales before, man. They look really, really sick.
Yeah, so Barclay CNC, they're known, but they're not as well known as they should be.
This is the first time I'm hearing that name, to be honest with you. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so I've seen a couple people in the know about Barclay CNC, but I gotta say, like, having handled and installed these, the fit and finish is perfect. There's no blade play, there's no blade centering issues. It's at least on the Shaman, it's a, what is that? Is that a clip side liner delete? You just keep the liner for the compression lock, and then the other side is just all scale, but it's been milled out. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I really like it. But that is the Pinella's prestigious prim and proper para 3.
Yeah, Jason disappeared.
What? hold on.
It was set up.
There we go. We got him back. All right.
Cool.
The next one, and this is one that I actually really like. You know, speaking of Barclay CNC, Barclay CNC, more Draco's armor scales, but these are going to a para 3 that is basically a reblade. So that blade shape might not look like Spyderco because that's a REK or a Rec reblade that looks gorgeous. He's got the MXG deep carry clip. He actually anode these Draco armor scales himself. Wow. So this is completely modified. The only thing that I can tell that is stock on this would probably be the liner.
It's got to be the lock bar still, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of DLC on that blade? I can't tell. Or is it just plain?
So the description says, wrecked reblade and S90V made in the USA, Barclay CNC scales, Draco's armor, anode by me, MXG spoon bill clip, Rips Garage Tech, tie satin hardware, pivot barrel, lanyard tube. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a DLC finish on there, just based on looking at that satin finish.
Yeah, it looks like a shiny DLC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is badass as fuck. Really
Does he say how much he spent on that shit? Is there like a description for that?
I know whatever it is, it's probably way too damn much.
Oh yeah. And whose was that? What was the dude's name? So,
being a community submission, I don't have like names to give out, and I wanted to keep that stuff private in case I did get somebody's name. So I don't have a name of the person, but this one is called the Wrecked Out P3. That's the name of the build.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm curious what it looks like when the blade is closed. Like what the access to the flicking hole. I want to see it closed.
I bet you it's a full access because these are the para 3 skinny scales. So there's no. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't full access.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I love that build though. That is pretty damn close to what I'd like to do. But we'll get to that because I think Jason knows what I would do to a para 3 if I could. But we'll get to that. The next one, this one is the Kraken, and Duty's familiar with this blade. aren't you, Duty?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So this one is a content creator submission. The Kraken is from our guy Neil over at the Night's Edge. Shout out to Neil. He actually has the same scales, but on the Yojimbo 2 that I'm going to be giving to the winner of the community bracket. He's got the Kraken scales by DNA Lasering, Applied Weapons Tech, bronze anode, titanium hardware, MXG bronze anodized pocket clip, DNA Lasering titanium scales, stonewashed CPM crewwear blade, and that blade has been chopped by none other than Duty's Daggers. Looking at you, Duty. Stonewashed liners, and it's all made in the USA, parts to his knowledge. Now, Neil, I don't want to burst your bubble too much, but I will say this. DNA Lasering scales are not made in the USA. They're just engraved there. These are Flightanium scales. So technically, it's still a 6 set of scales. I mean, trust me, I've got them. Like, these are awesome scales, but the scales are engraved here, but they're made in China by Flightanium.
Oh, goddamn.
Dude, but
didn't he do his own stonewashing on that blade, right?
If he did, he didn't list it.
I think so, because I swear when I chopped that hump off, it was just a plain satin, but I could be wrong.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty sure.
I do appreciate that we have a blade mod here that's not a reblade, but it's a blade chop. I think that's really cool. And that's, how many of those blade chops have you done, Duty?
Just one.
Just that one, huh?
Just that one, yeah. I think it looks so much better, man. The Yojimbo 2 always, that hump toward the tip always threw me off, but with it gone, I think it looks really, really good.
So I got a question for Jason.
Uh-oh.
Jason, you tell me all the time that you hate blade to handle scale ratio when the blade is that much shorter than the handle scale.
I do. Yep.
So what are your thoughts on a blade chop then?
I mean,
You have to chop the handle too.
yeah, got to make it fucking line up, even it out, make the ratio right. Fuck with me.
I had to ask, man.
Yeah.
That
all
does
got-
look good, bro. You know, from what Duty did to the blade. I mean, he's got a solid submission, man. He did a good job.
So, Duty, since you have intimate knowledge of this blade, how much length did you have to take off the blade?
It's not much. It was either like maybe a quarter inch or less.
So really the biggest modification is in the direction of the spine.
Yeah, just taking that because it usually doesn't come down like in a sheep's foot kind of way like that.
Right.
You know? Yeah, so just barely any length gone.
Do you gain any strength at the tip because you did that?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, people have complained about how fragile the Yojimbo's tip is, and it is for sure. And with that little bit of length gone, it you're back towards the handle where it starts to thicken up. So yeah, it's definitely a more strong tip, definitely.
Man, hey, real quick. Real quick, sorry. I've got a. I saw that I missed it, but I've got a couple channel member anniversary shout outs. Shout out to Bluetooth Blades, 3 months channel member. Also, he has his own content creator submission, and he used his 3-month shout out to say, woohoo, here we go. And then, of course, shout out to my man Crazy Roach, connoisseur and collector for 5 months. Says, so many sick Spideys. Thank you, fellas, for riding with the channel, for being channel members.
Something someone said in here that I'm glad he mentioned it because it's something that I considered. You know, Fred the Lug says, if possibly, I guess maybe on upcoming, competitions, would we be open to adding, different brand knives to kind of open up the whole modding pool? That's a good idea. Maybe have like an open weight division essentially, where you can pick the fucking knife you want to mod regardless of brand.
Yeah,
I call that the battle royale. I'd be down.
There you go.
Pick your poison. Battle royale. Yeah. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and it would give people a lot of opportunity because, you know what? Like, I love Spyderco. I know you guys love Spyderco too, but there are some diehard knife modder fans out there that do not love Spyderco. And they look at that and they say, I know it's useful, but I like, for me, I'll say this. I recognize that Spyderco knives are not traditionally pretty. They're not traditionally pretty, but they're like that ergonomic mouse and keyboard. Like, they look ugly, and then you use it and you're like, oh, this is fantastic. I love it. And then it changes your mental.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So this one on the screen is, this one's mine. I'm calling this one the Purple Haze Para 3. And I'll give you an idea of what I did to this. So this is my one and only Spyderco Para 3. Now, I have a lot of appreciation for the fellas over there at Rock Scale Design. Rock Scale Design is they're an American-made company. They do all of their stuff in-house. I think that they send out for the hardware, but it's still American-made. So these are their hexi scales. You cannot actually order these directly from their website. You have to talk to them if you want a job like this done, but you can. So I did order these. They did not give them to me. I did not ask. They've already given me some scales in the past. So this one was on me. I wanted to honor the fact that they're just such a good company. These are their hexi scales. I didn't go for the skinny because I like the feel of the original Spyderco Para 3 handle scales. It's comfortable. It's one of the things that I love about it. They did a purple ano on the milling lines of these hexis. So these are milled, they're not engraved. And then they did a brushed satin flat. The edges are purple titanium geared backspacer by them as well. And then of course I had to put on the stonewashed MXG deep carry clip and purple titanium anodized hardware. And yeah, guys, this is it. This is the one that finally replaced my favorite scales ever. These who are going to be going to one lucky winner. And I got to say, the fit and finish Rock Scale does is next level. The fact that you can reach out to them directly, I think the guy's name is Matt. I reached out to him on Instagram and I shared my vision with him. And I have to give a lot of credit to Knife Dope on this. We don't always see eye to eye on everything, do we, Jason?
Far from it, bro.
We had a conversation about knife modding. And after that conversation, I was inspired to share my vision with a company like this and see if I could get it down on a knife. And so shout out to you, Jason. The real inspiration behind this was my conversation with you. And I absolutely love it. It's really cool having something that I don't think anyone else has, or if they do, there's not very many of them like it. So shout out to Jason.
I remember that conversation vividly, brother.
It looks really good, man. I love it.
I'll tell you, you put 2 fucking bangers up, bro. You trying to close out the show.
You know, you'd think that'd be an advantage, but since people can only vote once, really, I kind of took votes away from myself.
But if I'm being, listen, that Para 3 is solid, but that fucking your shaman is impressive.
It's so good, man. We'll get to this. I'll try not to steal too much of the spotlight because there's so many good builds here. Going on to the next one. This is the Regal Edge Para 3. It's like another community submission. RG Custom Metalworks radial pattern titanium scales with a radial pattern titanium pocket clip. Also by RG Custom Metalworks. And yeah, believe that one's also going to be contoured, if I'm not mistaken. This is the run of scales they did before the most recent one, right?
Who's the company one more time?
It's RG Custom Metalworks.
Okay. Oh, goddamn, that's right. It's my people.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had done scales before that last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this one's an S45VN Spyderco Para 3. I gotta say, like I like what they do. I would like to see RG Custom Metalworks open up some ano options, because I think that, you know, if they're capable of doing work like this on scales, I think that they're capable of also doing some ano work. And I would love to see some of their scales with some ano, because they're gorgeous.
I think he's a one-man operation, bro.
Is he? I thought he had multiple people in his shop.
I mean, in speaking to him, he made it seem like he was a one-man operation.
Well, just throw in some ammo. Just one more thing.
I don't know. I kind of dig him being plain, man. I really dig him.
Sometimes ammo can be. Sometimes I'm with the dude on that. I mean, sometimes yeah, but sometimes the plane just looks better. But I get what you're saying. Give that option perhaps. Or
partner up with a company that does anno or DLC. Like for example, DLC titanium. You don't see it very often, but it's nice because titanium is soft. The Rockwell on titanium is soft. That's why it's so easy to scratch. And given the cost of what some of these things, cost, I think it'd be cool to have a DLC finish on some nice contoured titanium scales. For those of us that want more than just the raw finish. Not that the raw finish doesn't look good. I think the raw finish looks great. But I think it would be cool to see what someone could do if they were to send those scales in to say like another shop or another knife modder to have some DLC done. I think that could be pretty cool.
There's a modder out there I want to give credit to. I have a knife that he did for me that I had bought from the secondary. A guy named Valley Blade Works. You familiar with him? Solid guy, bro. He does some nice shit.
I'll check it out.
All right, we're going to keep it moving. And the next one, this one is called Gold Sapphire. It's a community submission. It's a Para 3 in crew wear, splatter acid etched, applied weapons tech, skinny scales, cobalt blue, gold anno titanium hardware by Blade Labs, dark abyss titanium pocket clip by Lynch Northwest, gold anno titanium geared backspacer by Austin Outdoors, gold and blue Flomascus titanium lanyard plug by Blades We Love. That's sick.
Cool photo too.
I
like the fact that he actually got the photo in a matching room that matches the knife.
That guy. That's Kenny. That's my buddy, bro. That's a good dude. As a matter of fact, that guy, he did all that shit himself on that knife, man.
That's crazy town.
He did all that himself, bro.
Wow.
That should be Kenny. Kenny Haynes, I think is his name.
Dude, shout out to Kenny. Good work, man.
Sweet.
That's sick.
And he's new to collecting, bro. He's kind of, how we all get that bug. He got that bug pretty hard, and the dude has bought a bunch of shit, started modding, so he's balls deep.
Well, I think he's doing a hell of a job so far. That looks great. I like the way the blade looks too. It kind of looks like it's got paint all over it. So just in case, you go to a fresh site and you end up getting paint all over your knife, it's the way it was made, baby.
Yeah, man, it looks real good. He did a hell of a job.
I like it. All right, moving on. We got, the Shaman. The Unicorn Shaman, I did two things to. I only did two things because I did those two things and I felt like it was perfect for the way that I wanted it. I did the Rips Garage Tech clip, and then I did the scales. A lot of people that do Shamans also do the backspacer, and I get it because the Benton Boss backspacer is great. It goes up a lot farther. But I left the stock backspacer for one simple reason. And the simple reason is this. Spyderco uses the same steel and the same finish as what's on the blade. So if you get a Shaman in 15V, the backspacer will not only be the same steel as the blade, it will also be the same finish. So this is a stonewashed S30V backspacer, and if I'm not mistaken, it comes from the same block of steel that the blade comes from. That is kind of storied in my opinion, and it fits these scales perfectly. That's why I didn't replace the backspacer. I didn't replace the hardware with titanium hardware because the stop pin should never be titanium, because titanium is not going to be as strong as the regular steel stop pin. And so I did those two things, and I looked at it and I said, is there anything else that I would really want to do to this knife? And the answer to that question unequivocally was no. So I did two things and that was it. But I love the result.
Yeah, that looks awesome, man.
Sometimes less is more, man.
You don't have to do everything. And that's something that I've learned.
Yep.
How they get the? How'd they do the edges? Like they sanded the edges after the ano or what?
I'm not entirely sure. I was actually thinking about that. So the edges, the way that this is milled makes it look like the center that is anodized. It makes it look like an inlay, but it's not.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I would say that they would have had to have anode the whole thing and then done the edges afterwards.
Yeah,
But then it's stonewashed. Like they're stonewashed edges. So
yeah, that's maybe yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
it's
cool.
crazy. I'll have to talk to Barclay and see if they'd be willing to let us in on the secret sauce.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and check out the next one. This is the Koi Fish Shaman. This is another community submission. The Spyderco Shaman with M4 satin blade, Mettenboss Koi Fish scales, Mettenboss backspacer, Lynch Northwest fade clip. Nice. If I'm not, I believe that is, that is etched. Is that an etched or a lasered finish?
It looks lasered to me.
Oh, I see. I see the koi. Okay, yeah. You said Mettenboss, right?
Yep. Mettenboss Koi Fish scales.
Yeah.
Which shaman is that?
It doesn't say, which makes me assume. However, I know that is that looks like a satin finish on the blade. The regular S30 is stonewashed. So,
yeah.
It's possible. I'm wondering if that is being a satin finish. I'm wondering if that is the LMAX version. No, it's M4. I'm sorry.
M4, there you go.
It's M4, not LMAX. Yeah.
Is that a two-tone clip or is that just a shadow?
It's a fade clip, so it's a fade ano.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Nice.
Next up, we got this one. This is super clean from Mr. Mark Parks, who is a channel member. Shout out to Mark Parks.
Mark and Mark.
Mark and Mark. 15V Shaman. Lots of big brown bear shamans in here today. Lynch Northwest fluted skinny titanium scales in a dark blue metallic and pocket clip. Mettenboss polished titanium backspacer. OCD for EDC polished titanium CME. And all the hardware was also polished. I got to say, that's a really clean aesthetic on that one.
Yeah, I dig this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love what you did there, Mark. On the next one, we got another chopped Spyderco, but this one's a Shaman. This is called the Chopped Shaman 1. It's another community submission. It's a chopped Shaman with applied weapons tech scales, stripped and dyed black, then hand rubbed to look worn with the MXG spoon clip. That's a workman's knife right there.
Oh,
Does he say who chopped it?
He does not.
I wonder if he did it.
He took that.
That's pretty much exactly how I would do it. Make it in like almost like a sheep's footy kind of shaman. It's sweet.
You know, he kept all the ergos too, so he made it a smaller knife, without a doubt. But all of the ergos are there with the shaman scales. You still have that big 50-50 finger choil. I love it.
Yeah, I think the shaman is a great candidate for a chop.
What do you think about the bodacious? Would that be a good candidate for a chop?
It'd be a fucking replace that fucking bodacious. Take it out the catalog.
I mean, since you don't have the choke up spot, probably not though, because with a small knife you want to choke up on it.
Gotta choke that hoe.
All right, let's check out another one. I believe this one is also from Mr. Kenny. Blue collar, kicking ass for the working class. It's a Para 3 and Maximate. Faded Spidey logo, acid etched, stonewash blade. Applied weapons tech, skinny scales, midnight blue from Knives Plus, bronze anno titanium hardware from Knives Plus, bronze anno clip from Lynch Northwest, bronze anno geared backspacer from Blade Labs.
Yeah, that's my boy again. I spoke to him when he was doing that Spidey logo on the fucking blade.
That's cool.
And he did all that shit himself, man. Like I got to give props to all the people who did that, you know, who took it upon themselves to fucking do that type of shit. Like, I salute you fuckers, man. That's awesome.
It's one thing if you pay someone else to do it, but when you do it yourself, it's literally your money and your time on the line. Because if someone else messes up your knife, you got someone on the hook. But if you mess up your own knife, you got to live with that. And there is no one else to blame but you. So shout out to Kenny. That is a beautiful, beautiful job. Well done modifying that knife himself.
Is it just me or does the hole look like it's been enlarged? Doesn't it?
Maybe it's just the light.
Yeah.
It might just be just the light.
I'm trying to look. I got a pair of 3 right here. It looks the same. But now that he said that, now that dude said that, now I kind of fucking see it in a weird way.
Maybe it's just the light.
Kenny, are you out there? Did you enlarge the hole? All right. Before we get too deep down that rabbit hole, let's check out the next one. This one is called the Fibonacci PM3. It's a MagnaCut Para 3 with Lynch Northwest Fibonacci scales and clip.
Fibonacci, and that's Lynch Northwest's shit, isn't it?
It is. I gotta say they look good. I don't think Lynch Northwest does work that doesn't look good, and I think that one of the benefits of buying the set is that you know it's going to match when you order it. You know it's going to be one of those things that it just looks good. And I'll say this: I think that while you can order this matching set, what it does is it takes the stock Para 3 to another level, a more enjoyable level, and it adds some color.
Yeah, and you don't see those around very often. This is my first time seeing them.
You really don't.
Yeah.
All right. Nice on the Fibonacci PM3.
Fibonacci.
Uh-oh. This is Knife Dope's knife. So, Jason, I'll let you take it away.
Let's see her. Where's that pretty little hoe at?
So
I gotta show I'm showing the real thing, or we're doing pictures?
the picture's up on the screen. The live can see it, but you can also show it on your camera too.
All right. Well, I like to think, and I think it's, there was somebody else who decided to put these same scales on their knife. I got to it first, and I'm going with that. These are the RG Custom Metalwork scales, contoured titanium. We got a hexagonal honeycomb pattern. I want to give a big thank you to OCD for EDC, Mrs. Molly. I had reached out to her, and she gave me a discount on this titanium CME. Typically, I'm not a CME guy, but I had a viewer recommend. I didn't even know they made them in titanium. Recommend the titanium CME to kind of, just to add a little flair to it, so to speak. But these are kept in the raw, like there's a raw finish. There's no extra anything done. They're just raw. And I know the dude himself had spoken to me that he felt that was kind of like a shortcut by RG Custom. And I don't know. I love them, man. They weren't cheap. I had contemplated doing some more shit to it. But fuck, I was already $500 and then $100 for the fucking CME. That was good for me, man.
So, you're very close to what I would consider to be possibly a perfect custom Para 3. So earlier I mentioned that I wanted a Rec Reblade, but I've told you in the past, like, those scales are so beautiful, and I had a chance to buy them, but I knew that other people were going to buy them, and so I ended up buying buying the Lizard Skin Titanium Neutron instead. But if I did buy them, it would be shortly followed by also purchasing a Reblade. So a Rec Reblade with those scales, I think, would look absolutely killer, man.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I agree, hands down. Maybe that's the next build, bro.
Maybe. I'm not made of money.
How much are the Reblades? Because you're already at 500. It's got to be at least 2, 3, 4, 5.
I would guess
$600, bro. $700 for that.
You're into $1,000 at least.
Yeah.
I'll say this though, like when I think about that, because those scales, I've talked to people that have the RG Custom Metalwork scales, the ones that you've got. I've talked to you. They're pretty much perfect as far as American-made contoured titanium, detailed millwork. And for those that don't know, to do contoured titanium, you need a multi-axis mill. A lot of people don't know this, but for a slab-style handle scale, it operates on 2 planes. You know, like that is one thing. It is not. That is what most companies have. And, you know, you can cut in angles to the sides to give it more dimension and whatnot. But on a contoured handle scale, what makes it more expensive is the equipment that you need to be able to make it. The multi-axis plane mills are not cheap pieces of equipment by any standard. And they also take longer to get the job done too, just to add that, you know, the curvature. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole I can get lost on. I think it looks gorgeous, man.
Thank you, bro. And then I decided as far as the donor knife, I went with the XHP Para 3 because I just feel that, you know, that was my last pickup. It took me a while to find one of those, and that's why, that's kind of why I decided to go with that one as opposed to like the Magna Cut or the 4V or anything else.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
All right, and then we've got Patina Co. This is a community submission. It's a Spyderco smock, copper taco scales from Mettenboss, titanium hardware from Knives Plus, blade liners and pocket clip are acid etched and stone washed by the fellow that owns this knife here in Tennessee, originally built in Taiwan. So that is his own acid etch and stone wash on the blade.
And what were the scales? You said brass or something? What did you say?
Yeah, they're the copper taco scales from Mettenboss. Which makes me wonder if those are like taco scales. Does that mean that they're an integral that have just been bent?
I wish you would have showed that picture to answer that question, you know?
So I can bring it up here on the screen. I can show all the pictures that I got. This is what was submitted. And so I didn't get a chance to look at the spine of that handle to see, but that was actually something that I was questioning myself.
I don't think Mettenboss sells any integral shit. I think I would have seen it.
All right. Detour. We're going on a field trip.
Plot twist, bitches.
Okay, so I typed in taco and nothing came up. What about smock? Tacos.
You just typed in taco onto Google?
No, into Mettenboss's website. I'm on Mettenboss's website right now. I'm trying to see. I can see like copper scales that he has, but I'm not seeing if it's like a integral.
Yeah, they're not.
Fucking Neil, you love tacos. Me too, buddy. That motherfucker is trip, bro. I fuck with Neil, bro.
Are you an Al Pastor kind of guy, or are you like barbacoa? What's good?
No, man. I do the I don't know, man. I'm not the Al Pastor type of guy though.
Usually go asada.
There, just about to say, I'll do some carne asada.
Man, I like the Al Pastor. Like, I'll be honest. Like, that's just my thing. I'm not opposed to some asada either, though. That's some good stuff. We got to stop talking about tacos. I'm not finding anything that's listed as taco scales. So, who knows? Maybe they'll shout it out in the chat, and we'll get some clarification on that.
Is that the color right there that you're looking at on the screen? Oh wait, I'm back. Wait a minute. Never mind. We're in the fucking delay, so I'm looking back.
I'm looking for taco scales. I'm not finding it. Or at least not what I'm assuming they are. And that could just be a wrong assumption on my part.
Say topo.
Yeah, maybe he meant to say topo and it automatically gets taco. You know that Siri bit will fucking ruin your life. You know.
He says taco scales. He said taco scales in the description. I just copied and pasted what people submitted. You know, honestly, I can't be held accountable for this.
That's right.
All right, moving on. Sir, you Patinico, you made us search for taco scales on the smock. I hope you're happy. Disqualified. This is the Hokusai. It's another smock. Blue titanium Sagaha scales, blue titanium button, blue titanium Skyhawk clip, the Blurple tie backspacer. Most parts, if not all, are from Metten Boss.
Yeah, those are sick. Those are the same ones I had on my Mannix build.
Nice, man.
You know, bro, I'm gonna have to start fucking with Metten Boss more, bro. I don't think I've ever checked their website ever, bro.
From what I've been told, he also does custom work too.
Okay.
So if you're looking for something custom, it would be worth reaching out to him and seeing what he'd be willing to do or what he's even capable of. I think the work looks great. Let's keep it a buck. The work looks great.
I almost wanted to do a smock for this round. That was my possible, but I wanted to do chopped, and I was like, fuck it, man.
Yeah. Not enough time.
Alrighty. Right. And here we go. This is the Goldman. This is another Shaman, S30V in DLC. Metten Boss brass topo scales. Metten Boss zirconium backspacer, zirconium topo clip, custom brass clip with screws from Edc, black micarta inlay brass lanyard barrel, and then brass Spidey lanyard bugs. I don't know if the lanyard bugs count since they're not technically on the knife.
What the hell is that? Lanyard bugs? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
We got the accessories. We got the accessories. It looks good.
I've never seen that, bro. I ain't never seen that ever.
The black and gold topo looks good.
Yeah. Where the hell did you get those? I wonder if you're in the chat, bro. Where do you get them things? That's crazy.
The Spidey bugs?
Yeah, that's pretty fucking weird. I've never seen that like that.
I do like the aesthetic. The aesthetic on that looks great.
Yeah, I like it too.
What's he got on the? It's hard for me to see, man. What's on the actual scale? Some type of topo.
Yep.
Topo.
It's the taco engraving.
Yeah, there we go. That's the new shit from now on, bro. The taco engraving.
The taco engraving. We're gonna make it a thing. Okay, we've got the Gojira Shaman. This is another community submission. Another 15V Shaman with MXG clip. Rips Garage Tech tie scales with the Godzilla theme. Special blade finish battle worn.
Uh-oh.
So that one looks like it's been through a car door. And the nice thing about that is that that's not something that you're ever going to worry about scratching. It's like a pair of factory pre-worn jeans right there on the blade.
Did he say who did the work?
He says special blade finish battle worn. Does not specify where it came from.
That's got to be Way of Knife.
I was just going to say that. It looks exactly like what Way of Knife does. Yeah.
Even that Godzilla, I feel like I've seen that Godzilla on Way of Knife's website or their IG page.
Yeah, it's got to be. It looks awesome.
So I believe that's milled and then either etched or lasered and anodized, right?
I can't tell if it's milled, but yeah.
I definitely think that it's milled.
They do a thing called sticker ano.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what that is.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Then we got the Hot Yojimbo. This was also submitted by the same person that did the Fibonacci Para 3. So the Hot Yojimbo is a Yojimbo 2 with applied weapons tech scales and titanium clip.
Uh-oh. Let's see what this is about.
I have that same titanium clip.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, the one I got was from Pacific Suns, but that design's been done so many times. I'm wondering if it's like a publicly shared file or something.
I like how it kind of mirrors the hollow grind on the blade.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Where did he say he got that pocket clip from?
It does not state.
Does not state.
He says Yojimbo 2 with applied weapons tech scales and titanium clip. But I don't believe that that's an applied weapons tech clip.
No, fuck no. I didn't know they did clip, to be honest with you.
They do. They do some aluminum clips that are always sold out that actually look pretty cool.
I haven't messed with them in a while either, bro. I haven't messed with AWT in a minute.
I'm not sure how much I believe in aluminum clips, because they go in and out of the pocket. Aluminum is not known for taking bending very well. So that's my only holdback on aluminum clips, but
I don't think I'd buy one.
I like the red and white topo. That looks clean.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right. All right, so this one is called the Ragnasmock. This is another community submission. CPM M4 Spyderco smock with Raylite titanium scales. It's a Lynch titanium deep carry clip, rock pattern grind, anno, acid etch, and stone wash by 1931 Leatherworks.
What were the scales again? The name you said?
Raylite titanium scales.
I never heard of Raylite.
Never heard of those either.
Yeah, Raylite. They do. They sell a lot of flashlights. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna say I've heard of them with the flashlights, but
yeah, and I almost bought some smock scales from them because they also do the scales, right? So let's see if I can find them real quick on this screen share. Nope. Raylite scales. Yeah.
I tell you, man.
So they did kind of like a pineapple frag pattern handle scale set for the Spyderco smock. I want to say it was like a year or two ago, and I almost picked them up, but then I got the Kevin Smock custom scales that I have no regrets about.
Motherfucker. We know the custom fucking Kevin Smock.
Let me tell you. I could have submitted 3 knives. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next one because we're growing a little long in the tooth here. All right, so this one has a description that I'm gonna have to pull up separately because it is a very long description. But this is on a very, very specialized Spyderco Shaman. So hold on for a second while I pull that up, and I'm gonna pull up my entries.
Yeah, this one's sick.
Hey, Javon, how come you ain't? Did Javon submit some shit?
Not that I'm aware of.
What about fucking said Stevie? I can't believe none of these fucking content creators didn't step up to the plate, bro.
You know, I mentioned it in our big old group chat, and the first response that I got was, "What do I get if I win?" And it kind of died from there.
You get bragging rights.
You get it. I'll say this: you get a chance to be a part of a community you're already a part of.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so we got a long one on this guy right here, and so I'm gonna pull this up separately and put the knife back on the screen for everybody else, because I did promise that I would read this out loud, because a lot of work not only went into this knife but also into the description. Okay. And so bear with me. I'm gonna read this one, and this one was pretty specialized, and honestly I was impressed. A lot of work went into this guy. So all right, so here we go. The knife name is the Mad Elf's Broken Rainbow, and the description reads like this. The knife creator, I believe it's Rhodey. Shout out to Rhodey, whoever. I know you're out there, Rhodey. I know you're watching. The description says, "This knife represents my personal journey into the knife world, bringing positivity and passion to a new adventure that developed from a recommendation by my local knife dealer. From that recommendation, I bought a Spyderco Shaman 15V. After watching a couple content creators, I quickly realized that I wanted titanium scales, and like most uneducated knife collectors, I went to Flightanium. So of course, I ordered a custom. A year later, this competition popped up, and I realized that I already had the knife and most of the parts, but I needed to try something new since this is a modding competition. I needed to do a mod that other than buy screws or new handles. After 4 days of arguing with myself, I said, "Self, are you okay if you destroy these Chinese-made manufactured titanium scales?" The answer was yes. Fired up my Work Sharp sharpener. Then I ordered... Hold on, I'm running out of screen here.
Damn, he wrote a fucking essay.
He wrote a long one. I might have to paste this into a different document, because I ran out of, the document ran out of space.
Hey, correction too. That they just corrected. Let me know in the chat. Fucking that last smock, that was actually said Stevie. So Stevie fucking
was that said Stevie? Yeah.
It says the Ragnar smock is mine. He let Terry from 1931 Leatherworks flex and show off his skills.
Hey, shout out to Stevie.
Yeah, man. I expected that, Stevie. You had me, I'm
good looking out. Good looking out, man. So let me get back to this one. He said, after 4 days of arguing with myself, okay, I went down to a local creek, which turns into a waterfall, found some rocks, threw them in a wet tumbler. 3 hours later, all the sharp edges on the handle were gone, and the knife handles were as good as they were going to get. So he took his work sharp sharpener, and he did the custom work to these Flytanium scales himself. After this, I ordered the screws, backspacer, and clip, reordered a different set of colored screws, and completed the build. Bothering my wife, dude, that is never a good Don't bother the wife, because they will lose their patience very quickly. But he says, bothered the wife multiple times by repeating, does this look good? Does that look good? Finally, I decided on this final configuration. After the build, I sat down to write a poem to emotionally describe what I was going through. At this point, my family believes that I have jumped off a cliff mentally. I see writing as a form of therapy to relieve things I have suppressed for years. I typically do not write poetry, but sometimes I have a few drinks and sing funny songs, but do not write poetry. Much to my dismay, the poem took me a month to write, fighting through my dyslexia and combating other distractions around me, but I got it done. Later, I was talking about this competition with a buddy of mine, and he was telling me about AI helping musicians write songs. Again, the good idea fairy engaged. My buddy suggested to me, you should load your poem into the AI robot of death. So, with my friend's help, we created a song, and after multiple days of two 40-year-old monkeys banging on keyboards and screens, the link to the song below is where the AI landed. I hope you all enjoy reading this description in the poem below. Most of the work of this build is in the story content. The knife itself took very little time, maybe 4 hours. So that is a very long description, and we haven't gotten to the poem yet or the actual build itself as far as the list is concerned. That is why it would not fit on the submission page. There was not enough characters. The website would not allow it. But
wait a second. That's the one that's on the screen right now, right? That's the one we're talking about?
Yeah. This guy right here with the 15V blade that's been custom stonewashed and the Flytanium scales that have been custom milled on a work sharp sharpener that actually looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I like the way those came out.
So
they are Flytanium.
I want to make it clear, the reason why I'm going to this trouble to read all of this out is, for one, he took the time to write it. He took the time to agonize over customizing this himself, and he took it the whole 9 yards. So he definitely deserves to have a moment in the sun on this one. But I haven't even gotten to the song yet. And yes, I do intend to read it. All right. So the song goes as follows. A poem for the knife pretentious. A Colorado shaman spider that dances with a bearded big brown bear, dismantled to customized, handled by broken toxic rainbow lotus, following a jigged flowering dogwood trail to nowhere, diamond sanded belts tooling a rock pattern sculpture out. Another handle falls victim to a Dremel, dream destroyed. The waterfall's crashing noise, the sound of a lure's crash. A smooth stone tumbled work, stone baptized by ageless creek, damned by a greedy old mill, ripped by electrifying volts, chemical amps trying to stabilize purple, bronze, blue only the anodized screws know. Good Americans working titanium machine parts with a metal-colored anodized easel, the Mad Elf's handle, titanium metal screwed and pinned. Faded backspacer fills the abyss of light, a metin flamed, colorful alien clip attached at the hip, waiting for the warm embrace of a Neanderthal's unskilled hands, providing contrast for flame psychedelic colors to appear in the black pocket abyss. All right, I ran out of breath, but that's it, man. Shout out to Rhodey, who took the time to do this, not only to write that massive description, but also to put together and modify himself this Spyderco shaman. I promised him that I would read it out loud on the live stream. So Rhodey, this one's for you. Impressive work, my man. And with that, we're going to move on to the next one.
Fucking D-Stone. He says he talks too much shit. Disqualification.
Disqualification.
I like Rhodey. Rhodey's a good guy, man. He be in the videos and shit. So good job.
Shout out to Rhodey. All right, so this one's the Toxic Shaman.
Go
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the fucking skills turned out really good.
Yeah, they did. I would have loved to have seen the other side though, man.
So here's the thing on the website, these are just the cover photos. If you were to click down here on go to link, I upload all the photos that are sent in the submission. So I don't know if you can see this on your end or not. But we've got everything here. We've got the custom the custom stonewash on the blade, both sides. This is the Toxic Shaman, and it's what looks like well, shoot, I've got the description right here. Hold on.
He put that little fucking toxic symbol on the blade. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's a Spyderco Shaman purchased on the Snuggles Steels Whatnot auction. S30V steel made in the USA. Rips Garage Tech toxic carbon scales from DLT. Clip is sandwashed titanium. Came on the other Shaman purchase. Unconfirmed origin, as there is no maker's mark, so it's a mystery. A titanium backspacer from DNA Lasering, USA based. Dog tags from Tag Z. That's these things right here, the green dog tags. Toxic lanyard bead from Carbon Craftings, Czech Republic. Matte black screws from Screw For You. And he says that he acid etched and stonewashed the blade liners and stop pin. That is crazy, man.
These motherfuckers in the chat be having me rolling, bro. KDM, she says, what the fuck, a waterfall? Oh, you motherfuckers, boy, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I feel bad for the chat. Normally I'm more active in the chat, but I've got like a single, I can focus on one thing at a time really well, but you start splitting my attention and it just goes downhill. So that is the Toxic Shaman. And then this is the very last one, and we'll be ready to put up we'll be ready to pick the top 3. This is Bluetooth Blades Shaman build, content creator submission. And this is what I believe is a full zirconium Shaman in 15V. So he's got the Rips Garage Tech Blurple screws, Metin Boss black zirconium scales and pocket clip, the Zircotai backspacer. Yeah, that is what looks to be a full zirconium build. Blah. Looks gorgeous, man.
Yeah, it does look good. Good job, Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth Blades went in on that one. I think that's the oil slick zirconium too.
I was just gonna tell you that, bro. That looks good. I bet it's not light though.
No.
What is that? The 15V? He said. Yeah,
Yep.
Big Brown Bear. Yep. Bro, I tell you, motherfuckers brought that 15V out tonight, boy.
15V everywhere.
Yeah, man.
All right, so guys, those are all the submissions. If you haven't voted yet, go to the EDC Mod Mayhem webpage, which I will put in the chat. Sorry, almost sneezed there. I'm gonna pop it in the chat. At the top of this webpage is a button where you can actually go and vote on your favorite creator build. First, before we do that, we need to select our top 3 from the community bracket. So, Jason, why don't you go first?
You motherfucker. Oh, my goodness. See, we don't went through so many goddamn knives that I fucking feel like I might forget one. Oh, man, the community build. Oh, I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to explain my choice a little bit. I kind of wanted to. We're doing community. This ain't creators, right? Just community.
Yep, just community.
So like all the time and effort that Rody put into it, he got a great knife. But I'm big on if you got an American-made knife. I unfortunately, man, and you start putting Chinese parts. That's my own thing. So that took it out of the running for me. I'm going to go with Kenny Hayes' first submission.
Okay.
He did it himself.
That's this one right here.
Let's see. Make sure you
the
pull up
gold sapphire.
Let's see.
In it's a para 3 crewware splatter acid etch.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that's the one. young guy just getting in the game, and he, hit the ground running. I like it, and that's what I'm going to go with, man.
All right. So we got the first nominee. That's going to be Gold Sapphire. I was going to see if it would let me actually zoom in, but it won't. If you guys want to see this stuff, I popped the link in the chat as well. You can pull it up on your computer screens. What about you, dude? Which one are you going to nominate for your selection?
It's tough, man. It's really tough. I think I got to go with the wrecked out Para 3.
The wrecked out Para 3.
I forgot all about. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Too many fucking knives, bro. I forgot all about that.
There's so many good ones, and that's gorgeous. The wrecked out Para 3, just a reminder for anyone coming in late, has Barclay CNC Draco's armor scales that were anodized by the person that submitted this. Made in the USA, MXG gear, spoon clip, Rips Garage Tech, tie satin hardware with the pivot barrel and lanyard tube, and of course that Rec reblade. Absolutely baller. All right, so you guys probably already know which one I'm going to pick, and that's got to be Rhodey's Mad Elf Broken Rainbow, because I think that even though normally I agree with Jason on the American-made knife needs to have American-made mods, I respect the hell out of all the effort that went into this one, because not only did he take it to the next level by doing the milling himself, which that is stressful when you take a work sharpener to your titanium scales and hope for the best. And then to also have the brass cojones to go up to his wife and bug her about whether or not that looked good. That's a whole nother story right there, my man. So that is going to be my nomination. So we've got Mad Elf Broken Rainbow. We've got the Gold Sapphire by Kenny Hayes. And then we've got the wrecked out Para 3. I'm now going to put up a poll in the chat, and I'm going to allow you, the audience, to vote. And whoever wins this community vote is going to win the community bracket. So hold on. I'm going to put that up here in a second. What's your favorite community submission?
Oh boy.
And so hang on. Gold Sapphire. Then we got the wrecked out P3, and then we've got the Mad Elf Broken Rainbow.
I don't know, that Roadies might win too now.
Yeah. Before we continue, we need to give credit and thanks to Rollshambo for creating this website and kind of organizing a lot of this.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, man. You did a really good job.
Hey, thanks, fellas. I offered because this is my jam. I love doing stuff a little over the top, and I could make a website and whatever, but it would not be the same without all of you.
This is Sparta!
I wouldn't do this without all of you, without Duty, without Jason, and of course without all the great people watching. So thank you for being a part of that. The voting is open. Check the top of the chat. Vote for your favorite community submission. We'll check back on that in a minute. But, fellas, I think that it's time that we end the content creator voting. So, what do you say I pull up the results and see who won from the content creator side? So just a refresher. There was my two submissions. I have the Purple Haze Para 3, the Unicorn Shaman. There was Knife Dope's Pretty Little Hoe, which is the RG Custom Metalworks build with the OCD for EDC CME. Oh, hold on. I lost him. I'm going to bring him back. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What the fuck happened, buddy?
You're back. I got you back. For some reason we lost Duty, but I'm going to bring him back. Hold on. All right. So we had my 2 submissions. We had Jason's submission, Duty's submission. We also had the full zirconium build from Bluetooth Blades. We had the Kraken from the Knight's Edge. We had the other Para 3, which I thought we went over, but maybe I missed it. It was the submission from Rob's Nerdy Knives.
Was that the one with the gold?
It was actually very similar to it's very similar to Knife Dopes. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that was the other one.
Where did it go? Man, I'm gonna have to apologize to Rob's Nerdy Knives because somehow this thing disappeared. All right.
Because this one was the first one, baby. The algorithm will not let 2 of the fucking. Works, bro.
The live stream might be riding the struggle bus, so forgive me on that one. I'm going to actually fix this live for you guys right now.
I love it, love it, love it.
All right.
You almost got away with it, Jason.
I think we've been bamboozled by Knife Dope.
I was
Hold
quiet
on.
as a motherfucker, boy. I was quiet as a motherfucker.
We're gonna fix this right now. Apologies to Rob's Nerdy Knives. He was actually the first one to submit. He was the first submission.
Submission
So-
don't mean dick, bro.
Well, the difference, I will say this, the main difference between your build and his build is going to be the blade steel. Because he submitted with MagnaCut. You submitted with CTS XHP,
Yes, sir.
which are both fantastic steels.
If I was choosing between the 2, XHP, baby.
I don't have a whole lot of experience with CTS XHP. So I don't know what happened.
When you didn't go over it, I thought maybe he pulled his submission.
Dude, once it's in, it's in. But we're going to pop that there and then hit publish. All right.
Let's see what.
Rob's Nerdy Knives, I apologize. We're going to refresh this screen now because it should actually be there. And there it is. All right, so this is the submission from Rob's Nerdy Knives. This is a MagnaCut Madness Para 3. It is the RG Custom Metalworks scales, and it is the OCD for EDC Titanium CME. And then we've got this. So very similar build to Jason's. Again, I think the big difference is the choice of CTS XHP or MagnaCut.
Yep. What's it going to be?
Alrighty. Well, there it is, guys. We're going to pull up the responses. This is the EDC Mod Mayhem Google Drive. The voting took place on a Google form that I built. And so now we're going to go ahead and check out the responses. So we're going to go here to the... I'm going to click on responses, and I don't know if you guys can see this very well, so I'll zoom in. 73 votes. 73 votes. Nice. And the winner is the Kraken. Wait, but he also has to share the crown with the pretty little hoe.
Was it a tie?
They both had 16 votes apiece.
Wow.
And I came in a close second with 15. So I got 15. The Kraken got 16. Jason's pretty little hoe got 16. And then I got second and third place, basically. So I got second and third place, and then Knife Dope and the Knight's Edge both tied for first with 16 apiece. So congratulations, fellas. Great work. And thank you to everybody who submitted their votes. 75, and we're going to stop it there. We're not going to let it continue. You guys tied. You tied for the win.
Yeah, congrats, Neil. Fucking
well done. Well done, fellas.
sharing the stage with you, my friend.
You're in good company.
Fucking congrats, Jason. You finally won one.
I did.
Hey, well, you know what this means? So I won one, Duty won one,
Yeah, we all
and
won.
Knife Dope has won one. We're tied, fellas. This means that we have to have a tiebreaker.
Yes, that does.
Well, I officially won one, but I am the people's champ, and so
Yeah,
All right.
that's
So normally I run these things for about an hour. We are a bit over, but we had a lot to talk about today. So it's time that we go ahead and check out the poll. So currently 45 votes in the chat for the community bracket.
okay.
We're going to go ahead and end it right now because I'll be honest, it's not close. So far, the wrecked out Para 3 is winning with 58% of the vote. Second place is Mad Elf Broken Rainbow with 31%, and Gold Sapphire in third place with 11% or 13%. There we go, 13%.
It's the fucking super sick knife, man.
All right, so there it is. The results are in the chat for those of you who are looking at the chat. And guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is it. We are now at the end of the live stream. Jason is on the East Coast, and he stayed up late for this. He's past his bedtime.
goddamn right.
Duty's got to get up early because he gets up with the sun. And for me, I'm losing my voice, so I really can't go much longer myself. But the winner of the EDC Mod Mayhem is the Knight's Edge and Knife Dope, and then of course the owner of the wrecked out Para 3. And to all of you guys, congratulations. Those were all amazing builds. And,
I didn't see a single one that I thought was ugly. They were all fucking awesome.
they're pretty sweet. Now I think
I got a lot of inspiration from a lot of these motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to y'all, man. They all give me some ideas.
Yep.
I'm coming fucking strong next round, baby.
All right. Well, I'm going to send an email out to the winner of the community bracket so I can get your shipping information. I will send your scales and your Kaiser gavel once I get that shipping information. And guys, that's it for me. Does anyone have any final parting words?
I forgot about fucking Danny P's submission. See, man, that fucked me up, man.
What did he do?
He
What was
did
it?
I think they were Barclay. Were they Barclay? I think they were Barclay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, with all the whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go with the whiskey and shit.
Yeah. Well, it probably still wouldn't have
Yeah,
been
it wouldn't
out.
It was the second one. It was how could you forget Pinella's prestigious prim and proper Para 3 with, and I quote, enough bourbon for all the peasants who sit beneath thee.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Kev, for joining me tonight. Thank you to the community for joining in as well. I had a great time modifying knives. Seeing everyone's builds was really cool, too. This is just the start. I don't know how often or how frequently we can do these. I think the best way to move forward would be to do it over a 3-month span. So people have the time to send in parts to get properly modified. They have time to wait on shipping. So we have time to get the proper builds that have the most effort put into them. So I don't believe that this is the end. I think that this is just the beginning, and expect us to come back next time bigger and better than ever.
If we do that, if we set it up, if we did like quarterly, if we went 4 months out, that puts us in the Christmas bracket, which might be a problem for some people because Christmas time, Well,
we'll talk.
Yeah,
We'll talk, and then we will make an announcement to the public. So,
sounds like a plan, baby.
all right, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your night.